Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your girl KYP561 coming in here to talk to you all about tonight's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, which was the season finale for season 9. So let's just go ahead and get into it. We spend the majority of the episode at Sheree's housewarming party for Chateau Sheree. So that's pretty much where we're going to open up the beginning of the episode, where I guess she's putting in the finishing touches or whatever for the chateau. At this particular point, we're a week away from the housewarming. So she's putting the finishing touches on that or whatever, and she's hollering about how it's gonna be the hottest ticket in town. And I was like, of course it's gonna be the hottest ticket in town, bitch. Everybody, of course, is gonna bust open these doors because they want to see what the fuck took you 5 goddamn years to build. So shit, of course your shit is gonna be the hot ticket for that night or whatever. So anyway, she was basically saying that she wants to have a masquerade theme and all this stuff, and talking to her planners, and she got this team, and hollering about how nothing about her is basic, and how child, Sheree thinks so much about herself, child, but whatever. I mean, I don't necessarily think there's nothing wrong with thinking a lot about yourself, but okay. So then you got Candy and Riley. They are supposed to be having their meetup with Riley's daddy, Block. All right, so we already know that Riley said that the only way that she would agree to meet with him is if Candy was there, because at this point she don't have no relationship with him, and she's not comfortable with being with him on her own just yet. So they agreed that they were going to meet at Riley's favorite restaurant, which I think it was called the Sushi Bar or whatever. So that was that. Listen, y'all, I done held my tongue long enough, but y'all motherfuckers need to go get Riley checked out. I mean, I understand that slow talking thing, that's something that y'all family got going on, because all y'all motherfuckers talk like that. And then you can also put a little bit of the fact that they do, that they do live in the South or whatever, and a lot of people tend to think that us Southerners, we do speak slow and whatever. But to me, Riley just comes across as, and Lord, I've been trying not to say this, but Riley just comes across to me as short yellow bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that she has that drawl because she talks just like a mixture of Candy and Mama Joyce together, but it's not only the way that she talks, it's just her mannerisms just seem slow to me. So I mean, I know I'm an asshole, okay, and I know I think a lot of shit about a lot of people. Sometimes I say it and sometimes I don't, and I have really been trying not to say this about her, but the shit was aggravating the shit out of me tonight. It was aggravating me. I was like, girl, what is wrong with you? Like, but anyway, child, so you have Block, he shows up or whatever, and she really ain't got too much to say to him or whatever, but they could not wait for him to hear that song that she made, that Better Late Than Never or whatever, and which I think that he should have, he needed to hear it, but so he listened to it or whatever, and he was vibing to it a little bit until he finally, until he got into it and he realized that she was talking about his ass. But he didn't really, he didn't really go into it so much or whatever about it. He played it cool because once again, she's a child or whatever. That he did say something that kind of caught my attention, because of course we only know Candy and Candy's family side of the situation with the relationship that Block and Riley have had in these 14 years, which according to them, and partially him too, has been non-existent. And this part, it was really interesting to me, because we always hear one side of something. Now, I've heard Candy say, as she was, telling, I think it was Sheree, about a conversation that she had with Block, and was basically saying, we gonna be good over here. We don't need you, this and that and that and the other. Okay, now that's a pattern, and I have heard my friends and my family members as well I've heard them tell niggas that, right? They'll tell a nigga, oh, you ain't never got to do nothing for me and mine, because mine gonna be straight. Fuck nigga, I don't give a fuck. You ain't got to never come around here. Matter of fact, she ain't yours no way, or he ain't yours no way. And, you know, and all of this and all that. But then as a child grows up, you will tell the child how their daddy abandoned them when they were little. It's like you never tell your part in the story. Now, I'm not saying that Block was right, because I feel like as a man, can't nothing that a motherfucker tell you keep you, or should be able to keep you away from a child that you made, a child that carries your name, a child that has your blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what this bitch talking about. If this is my child, bitch, I'm here. Your mammy might be stupid, but bitch, I'm here for you. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I think that that's part of the problem. We be so quick to tell our children, because when he told Riley that he felt like she was brainwashed, that was the perfect word, because a lot of times we do brainwash our children. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times my baby daddy did shit that I completely thought was just the most fuck nigga shit in the world. You know what I'm saying? But because he wasn't doing things the way that I thought that he should be doing them, you know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother video for another day. But anyway, like I'm saying, you know, we tend to tell these niggas a whole lot of shit about how we don't need them to do shit for our child, and you know, you ain't never got to see her and all this and all that, because it did come out this man had a whole nother family. You know what I'm saying? This man had a whole nother family. So that's number one. You had a baby with a married man. So now you have to take that chance of him not even claiming your damn child. Okay? But then, you know, he said that he was at the hospital when she had him. That seemed to have, when Candy had her, that seemed to have been news to Riley, because according to what Riley thought, and also what Riley has experienced herself while growing up, this nigga ain't never been around. They can count on one hand how many times he done seen her, how many times he done called her, and how many times he done stood her up when he was supposed to see her or call her. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that was based off of shit that she herself has experienced, but it also, her opinion of him was already molded from the way that they have downed him and have talked about him around her. And I know the motherfuckers did it, okay, because my fucking family do it, okay. Matter of fact, we got some current shit going on, okay. But yeah, so and that also comes to think of, you know, for all my life, I always thought, or I never knew that my daddy even signed my birth certificate. I didn't find out that my daddy signed my birth certificate until I was 30 years old and was married, and I went to go get my my name changed on my social security card. And that's when I found out that my dad in fact signed my birth certificate. All these years I was told that as far as the father, it said unknown. That's what I was told, okay? And I never had the actual original birth certificate. I always had the little small one, the one that they shrink down and you can laminate, whatever. That's the one that I have. So I've never seen the one to where it actually has the parents' names on there. But I was told that when it said father, it said unknown. And then when I go to get my shit changed or whatever, I find out that he did in fact sign my birth certificate. That shit, it really shocked me, because I've sat here on this camera and I've told y'all many a times that I have absolutely no relationship with my dad, and I've never had the opportunity to ask him why. At this point, I really don't give a fuck, and maybe I do give a fuck, but I've just trained myself to think that I don't. You know what I'm saying? But you know, if the opportunity ever came and I got a chance to, you know, actually sit down with him, which I probably don't think that shit gonna ever happen, but if it does, you know, I probably would want to ask him if I felt like he was gonna give me a real answer and not just some bullshit. Okay. But anyway, child, I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. You know, so if you are a single parent, and you raising your child, the dad, it may still be in the area, but y'all ain't together or whatever. You know, it is important to watch what you say to some of these niggas. Some of these niggas like old Randall on If Loving You Was Wrong, he don't give a damn what you talking about. He gonna get his motherfucking child or whatever. But the majority of niggas ain't like that. And if you keep telling them long enough, you know, what you ain't got to do, and me and my child, we gonna be straight. I'm gonna make it happen, this and that, and the other. You can't get mad when that nigga give you what you asking for, and then you turn around and show your child points where your dad abandoned you. He ain't never did shit for you. He lived right around the corner, and he ain't never came to see you. But you ain't gonna tell that child what you did. See what I'm saying? So be careful with that. All right. So anyway, child. As they started going back and forth, Candy and Block, they kind of started going back and forth because each one has their own view on how shit went down. So in the midst of that, Riley finally did speak up. And what she said was important, you know, or it made sense. She said, listen, sir, I'm not brainwashed, okay? Hey, you got to be brainwashed to think that you was actually in my life, because I know for a fact, because I'm here, that you were not. I don't know what the fuck you did before, you know, for the time that I was born to the time that I was maybe, let's say, 6, 7, 8. But from the time that my memory spans back, nigga, you wasn't there. So basically, bottom line is, he says that he gonna step up and he's gonna, you know, pick up from the present on. You know what I'm saying? And he says that he's gonna be there, and you can't do nothing but just either say okay or I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So she said okay, so we'll see what happens. So, child, we go over here to Phaedra and Johnny. Now, Phaedra, for a bitch to say you ain't got shit to do with it, or you don't want to be involved, you damn sure is a lot of motherfucking involved. So we over here down to this lawyer office, because I guess this is the day that they're going to let him know whether or not they're going to represent him in a lawsuit against Candy. Now, I ain't know that you actually had to have a formal sit down to tell for a bitch to tell you yes or no. You could have called Johnny on the goddamn phone and told Johnny, listen, we ain't fucking with this, or yes, we gonna represent you. And once you say yes, we gonna represent you, we need to set up a time to where we can meet. Now, and Phaedra, bitch, if you ain't involved, if you ain't sitting up and trying to be co-counsel or whatever the fuck it is you're doing, bitch, why the fuck is you always taking notes and shit? Like you a part of the damn legal team. If you ain't got shit to do with it, bitch, don't have shit to fucking do with it. And then you want to turn around and holler about what your goddamn obligation is as a officer of the court and all this bullshit. Girl, shut up with that fuck shit, girl. But anyway, child, they basically told him that as far as on that restaurant claim, they ain't representing him on that shit. They're not representing him on that. But as far as the wages, yes, they will represent him in that. Phaedra over here hollering about what the fuck she done calculated and all this here bullshit. Bitch, once again, if you ain't got shit to do with it, shut the fuck up. Bitch, why the fuck is you even here at this point? You know, you could have gave Johnny a goddamn phone number and be like, listen, here go a number you can call right here, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why the fuck you so goddamn hands-on for some shit that you claim you ain't got shit to do with. But anyway, child, they bring up the shit about Candy's wedding. They done threw this shit all the way back to when Candy and Todd got married, and Johnny basically was the planner for that. Okay, but my thing with Johnny is, bitch, you accepted that pay. You know what I'm saying? You keep hollering about Candy knew how much it was and she signed off on the checks. Yes, Candy did know how much it was and she did sign off on the checks. But bitch, you accepted the motherfucking checks and cashed them with no goddamn complaint. Not now time did I hear you say, I went to them and I said, listen, I feel like I should be compensated for these hours, blah, blah, blah. You talking about you got paid for working 5 days when you was working 7. Well, bitch, you the fool. You the fool. It sounds like exactly what Candy said, bitch. Them motherfucking checks done dried up. Ain't nobody checking for your motherfucking party planning business, because Candy was the one that was really advertising your shit, giving you free fucking promotion. So that, to me, even though it may seem a little fucked up, but that was your goddamn compensation right there for them extra whatever it is that you claim that you wasn't paid for. Bitch, you was getting free motherfucking promotion. But whatever, child. Once again, I don't understand why all of a sudden you want to motherfucking backpedal now and holler about what a bitch owed you when you happily accepted the motherfucking checks and cashed them motherfuckers and continued to do work after that. So I don't understand what you want, you know. But anyway, child, we go back over here to Sheree, because now I think it's the day before the party or whatever. She coming there, them motherfuckers see all these empty slots and shit in her kitchen. Come to find out, they done bought the wrong damn appliances. and now she ain't got no appliances or whatever. So she kind of freaking out about that, whatever. So who cares? Then you go over here to Portia and Lauren. They over here visiting Portia's daddy's grave or whatever, and she has miraculously had a revelation and saying that she no longer just wants to have a baby because she feel like her dad will want more for her. So she is gonna try and have a family and do the shit the right way. Which I don't understand why you wouldn't want that for yourself, and you gonna try to please somebody that's long gone and in the grave, aside from doing shit for yourself. But we see you's old puppet master, a puppet, a fucking, there's a fucking mosquito here, the fuck? But yeah, but whatever, child, whatever. So we go back over here to Candy. You got Don Juan calls Candy on the phone to basically tell Candy about Johnny filing this lawsuit or whatever, and coming to find out that Phaedra was running all up and through the shit or whatever. So Candy pretty much says that the lawsuit is some bullshit, but she gonna do what she gotta do. She got, she gonna get her lawyer on it. She ain't really gonna sweat it. So you got Dwight coming over here to pick Phaedra up for the party. Phaedra, bitch, you just insist on wearing shit that's not for you, okay? You got this fucking dress on. In the back, all your goddamn back fat is seeping up under that gap in that dress. Girl, I mean, do you think we don't see this shit, bitch? Because if we see it, I know you motherfucker see it. Because, bitch, you look like an old turn around, twirl in the mirror 1,000 times type of motherfucker. I mean, do you just think that shit gonna be overlooked? No, bitch, that shit's noticeable. Listen, bitch, I like me an old backless dress, honey, just like the next motherfucker, okay? But until I can get rid of these motherfucking back rolls, that's just some shit that I'm just gonna have to continue to fantasize about. Because, bitch, a big motherfucker ain't finna be talking about me, talking about I look like a motherfucking busted can of goddamn biscuits, okay? So, Phaedra, I hope it's true on what they said about your ass being fired off this show. Cause bitch, I'm tired of you. I am. You done work my goddamn nerves. You done told lies from the time your motherfucking ass got on this goddamn show to this final fucking season here. So I really hope that it is true and that they have gotten rid of your motherfucking ass. Cause I would be okay with not seeing you again. I would. But anyway, child. You go back over here to Sheree house. She's getting ready for the party, and the guests and everybody is arriving. So as Portia arrives, she gets into a conversation with Cynthia. Cynthia feels the need to tell Portia about, what happened at the restaurant opening with Apollo's girlfriend showing up or whatever. Now, what I don't like is, I don't like when the bitch, now, bitch, if you're going to tell some shit, okay, that's fine. Bitch can't stop you from running your mouth, okay? But if you're going to tell some shit, motherfucking tell it all. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to tell Portia, because you know Portia going to run back and tell Phaedra. If you're going to tell Portia that Apollo's old girl showed up, you at least need to make sure you include the part to where Candy didn't know nothing about that shit, and Candy let it be known to Apollo that she thought that it was fucked up, and she didn't really want to be in the middle of that shit. I don't understand how that part gets left out. But whatever. We can leave it up to Sheree to close the deal, okay, towards the end. So anyway, child, let me see where I'm at. Okay, so of course, once Phaedra gets there, they say they hellos and all this type of bullshit or whatever. Portia couldn't wait to pull her BFF off to the kitchen so she could give her the tea about Apollo's girlfriend showing up or whatever. So of course, just like Candy knew, just like everybody knew, Phaedra is going to assume that both of them invited old girl there or whatever. And then she holler about she's sick of this shit and she about ready to knock a bitch head off. Girl, who had you gonna knock off, girl? Who motherfucking had you gonna knock off? Girl, stop your shit, child. Bitch, you know you ain't about that. So anyway, Peter was there also, and child Cynthia says she is going to make Peter be her friend. Leave Peter alone, Cynthia. Please leave Peter alone, okay? Because you're going to get on my nerves after a while. And you're going to get on his goddamn nerves, too. But for the time being, let that man deal with y'all divorce the way that he want to deal with it. You can't fucking force him to be on the same level as you as far as you still want to be friends and all this here type of shit. Leave that goddamn man alone, child. So, amongst the people that were at the party, Lisa Wu came. Of course, Marlo was there, and then of course in walks Kim. Okay, so Kim and Candy, they did get a chance to talk because apparently they hadn't spoken to each other in over 5 years or whatever. So they did get a chance to talk. I don't know what this means for the future of their relationship, but they had an all right conversation. It seemed to be a little shady in the beginning on Kim's behalf, but I think that um, I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to watch it again, but I think that it got a little bit lighter towards the end. I think when Kim realized that Candy wasn't being shady. You know, me personally, if I was Candy, I wouldn't have said shit to the bitch because you walk right past me and act like you ain't never motherfucking seen me before. But whatever, child. But yeah, so that was that. So who the fuck is the hype man? Okay, that Sheree got with her ugly ass that keep running behind, making sure she tell every motherfucking thing that Kenya has to say out her mouth. First of all, Kenya said she had to go to the restroom or whatever. They didn't know where the bathroom was at. Now, I don't know how you just take off wandering around a bitch house trying to find a restroom, especially when you got to start going up and down stairs and shit. I would think that you would ask one of them 50 million motherfuckers that was in there, where the fuck is the bathroom? Okay, but no, they didn't do that, so whatever. They gets down there to the basement, kind of find out the basement ain't finished. And just like Candy said, it's plenty of motherfuckers around here who has an unfinished basement. So it ain't like, you know, whatever. But of course, you know, Kenya was going to amp that shit up because of how Sheree tried to clown her about her house. Yeah, her housewarming or whatever. So then you got this old ugly ass motherfucker coming down the stairs. You know, she basically was like, ain't nobody supposed to be down here. Okay, that's fine. That's all you had to say. She goes in here to Sheree, them bitches down in your basement, blah, 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 blah. So Sheree, she's spazzing out. Who the fuck down in my basement? Why are you down in the basement? La, la, la. So Kenya was like, okay, well, bitch, I went in the basement. I'm out the basement. Shut the fuck up. So then, as they walking along or whatever Kenya was saying, the goddamn hype man, she said such. And I'm like, who the fuck is this bitch? Like, girl, you getting on my nerves. I mean, I understand you want camera time, you want your voice to be heard on the show and all this, but bitch, you doing too much. So anyway, they gets into it or whatever. But while they doing all that, when the bitch worry about who the fuck wandering around in the house, motherfucking Phaedra and Portia, them bitches have been all up and through your shit by themselves, unattended. Bitch, where's the security? Where is, you know what I'm saying? Where's all these people? See, y'all should have hired whoever the fuck Kim had hired at her goddamn wedding. When Kim said she didn't want them motherfuckers in her house, bitch, it was no motherfucking body in that house. And bitch, we saw what happened. Bitch, she even had her own mammy escorted off the goddamn property for disobeying the law of the land. Okay, that's who the fuck y'all should have got. Okay, but whatever. So anyway, Kim and Kenya, of course, they get into it or whatever, and Kim did feel some type of way about Kenya. So Kim was kind of, you know, coming for Kenya or whatever. But as we all know from the past, Kim don't mind getting into it with a bitch. She don't mind, you know, going word for word with a motherfucker. Okay, bitch, you got some shit for Kim, Kim got some shit for you or whatever. So they hadn't got into it or whatever. That was pretty much that. A little bit later on in the show, what the bitch name is? Sheree. She did get an opportunity to talk to Phaedra. God damn, it's too many people. She got a chance to talk to Phaedra, and of course the shit with Apollo's girlfriend showing up, of course that shit came up. And Sheree did tell her that Candy didn't know nothing about that shit. Now, did y'all notice that when Sheree said that Candy didn't know nothing about it, how Portia was over there looking like she was actually disappointed that Candy didn't have nothing to do with it, because now, bitch, that means y'all gotta change y'all direction of who the fuck y'all gonna be mad at about this shit now. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I caught that and I was like, Portia girl, you just look dumber and dumber about a goddamn episode. You just let this motherfucker just whatever. So Candy and Phaedra, they had a conversation, and Candy actually apologized to Phaedra for the shit that happened with old girl showing up to the party. And Phaedra did what she always does, accepts the apology, but then gets in the confessional and says how she don't give a fuck. Okay, she basically told her, listen, I thought that was fucked up. I even told my husband that I thought that it was fucked up, and I'm glad that you were not there. You know what I'm saying? And I apologize, which Kandi really didn't owe Phaedra no motherfucking apology. She didn't owe Phaedra no goddamn apology, especially knowing that Phaedra could possibly be involved with this bitch Johnny filing a motherfucking lawsuit against her. So anyway, Phaedra was like, well, I'm glad that you did apologize, blah blah blah, and she goes on into the shit about, people don't realize the outcome or how people gonna be affected down the line. You know how she like to give her motherfucking holier than thou morality speech. But anyway, so Kandi was like, okay, well, speaking of, I'm sure you know that my old assistant Johnny has filed a lawsuit against me. That bitch Phaedra say, yes, I've heard. I cannot. So Kandi flat out asked her, did you have anything to do with him filing this lawsuit or whatever? Like, did you advise him on filing a lawsuit, whatever? This motherfucker got to go all around the world, north, south, east, west, up, down, side to side, cat a corner, all of this shit. Bitch, that was a yes or no fucking question, okay? She ain't asked you no specifics. It was a yes or a goddamn no, okay? And I'm like, this motherfucker, ooh, Lord have mercy, girl. I hope you ain't coming back next season, child. So anyway, Phaedra, of course, bullshitted around it and hollering about, she can't answer that as an attorney. So Kandi was like, well, are you his attorney? And she was like, no, and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But child, it was some bullshit. And then that's pretty much, Kandi was like, I know this whole full of shit, so let me get the fuck out of here. So that was that. And then and then of course they give the conclusion, and they basically tell where everybody at from that point or whatever. Come to find out, motherfucking Phaedra ass, the judge done threw all that bullshit out because he done found out about that fuck shit that her and her team was trying to pull. We're basically trying to trick Apollo ass into thinking that the divorce shit is being held up, but this whole trying to push the shit along unbeknownst to him so she can get out of the shit or whatever. So all that shit done been thrown out the motherfucking window, and bitch, all I can say is goody the fuck for you. Okay. I done already told y'all how I feel about that. I feel like until Apollo is satisfied with, I guess what he's gonna get out of the marriage or, out of the divorce or whatever, until he is satisfied with that shit, he gonna fight her ass every step of the way, and I'm 100% here for it. Cause like I said, bitch, Apollo doing time for him and you, bitch, cause you supposed to be sharing motherfucking cell with his ass, in my opinion. Okay, so that was that, and then they said Sheree claims that she living in that house, but they heard that she ain't. Of course, Candy's still doing her thing as well. They talked about the opening of the restaurant, and I know some people that have gone to the restaurant, and they said that the food is really, really good. They did meet Todd and Candy. They took pictures with them and everything, but they said that the food was good, and that the restaurant looks really, really nice. What the fuck they said about Kenya? I don't remember what they said about Kenya. I don't remember. And they did say that Cynthia is dating, and so is Peter. I forgot what they said about. Oh, child, Kenya supposed to be doing a damn PSA for domestic violence, child. Get the fuck out of here. Don't nobody want to hear about that. Not from you anyway. Not from you. Okay, not to take away from, the seriousness of, domestic violence or whatever. But bitch, I don't think that is genuine coming from you. I just don't. And that's it. So I am going to be here for every bit of the motherfucking reunion, bitch. I'm going to be here for it, all 4 parts. I don't give a fuck how late it's on, bitch. I will be up for it. I don't want to miss not a damn word that comes out of no motherfucking body's mouth. And I can't wait until Portia have to peel all that motherfucking egg off of her face when she find out how dirty and low down her motherfucking homegirl is. Old frack, okay, frack, whichever the fuck one she is. So thank y'all so much for clicking on this video. Like, comment, subscribe to all my new subscribers. Welcome to my channel, and I appreciate you all for your support. And until tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop, 11 have I. Yeah. So until tomorrow, y'all. Peace out.